fierce Atlantic storm brought record winds, knocking 1.4 million households off the grid the day before. Nearly 200,000 British homes are still without power after Storm Eunice left a deadly trail across Europe and left transport networks in disarray. The fierce Atlantic storm brought record winds of up to 196 kilometers per hour, 122 miles per hour, to the United Kingdom, killing at least 4 people and causing widespread disruption. At least 6 more deaths were reported in Ireland, Belgium, and the Netherlands. The UK Business and Energy Minister Kwasi Kwarteng said power had been restored to 1.2 million households, but 190,000 customers remained without supply. Earlier, the UK's Energy Networks Association said that at 7:30 GMT about 226,000 customers were without power, mostly across southern England, but also in the east of the country and southern Wales. Strong winds across southern England are impacting restoration efforts, Kwarteng said. We expect most customers to have supplies restored promptly, he added. Nearly 1 million homes lost power in November when a storm hit northeast England and eastern Scotland. While power was restored to the vast majority of homes within 48 hours, more than 3,000 households did not regain access to mains power for a week or more, prompting the government to order a review of utility firms' preparedness. Train operators in the UK urged people not to travel, with trees still blocking several lines after most of the network was shut down. In Brentwood, east of London, a 400-year-old tree crashed into a house and bedroom where 23-year-old Sven Good was working from home, as millions of other Britons heeded government advice to stay indoors. Good said he heard a creak and then a massive bang and the whole house just shuddered. I could feel the whole roof going above me. It was absolutely terrifying, he told Sky News, adding that none of the occupants was injured. Eunice sparked the first ever red weather warning for London on Friday. It was one of the most powerful tempests in Europe since the Great Storm hit the UK and northern France in 1987. Scientists said both storms packed a sting jet, a rarely seen meteorological phenomenon born out of an unusual confluence of pressure systems in the Atlantic that magnified the effects of Eunice. The Met Office, the UK's meteorological service, on Saturday issued a less severe yellow wind warning for much of the south coast of England and South Wales, which it said could hamper recovery efforts from Storm Eunice. The UK's total bill for damage could exceed £300 million, $410 million, according to the Association of British Insurers, based on repairs from previous storms. Storm Eunice and its powerful winds killed people with fallen trees, flying debris, and gusts that blew one man overboard. An Atlantic storm has battered northwestern Europe with record winds of up to 196 kilometers, 122 miles per hour, killing at least 9 people, knocking out power for tens of thousands, and shredding the roof of London's O2 Arena. Storm Eunice hit western England and made landfall in Cornwall on Friday, where waves lashed the coast, sending plumes of spray dozens of meters into the air. A woman was killed in London when a car she was traveling in was crushed by a tree, and a man in a vehicle in Liverpool died due to flying debris. Another man died after a vehicle collided with a fallen tree in the southern English county of Hampshire. In the Netherlands, 3 people were killed by toppled trees. In Belgium, strong winds brought a crane down onto the roof of a hospital, and a British man died after being blown from his boat into the water. Another man died in Ireland after being struck by a falling tree while clearing storm debris, RTE reported. And in Germany, a motorist died after his car was hit by a tree near the town of Altenburg. Strong winds in London shredded the white-domed roof of the O2 Arena that has hosted stars from the Rolling Stones to Beyonce and Rihanna. Tall buildings in London trembled as wind whistled through Canary Wharf. In Wales, waves crashed over Aberystwyth Promenade, some as high as houses. More than 100,000 people were hit by power cuts as lines were torn down, and ancient trees keeled over. Storm Eunice is really packing a punch. Met Office Chief Meteorologist Frank Saunders said, "We only issue red weather warnings when we think there is a threat to life from the weather." The Met Office said a gust of 196 km/h was recorded at the Needles on the Isle of Wight, provisionally a record for the most powerful gust ever recorded in England. Later on Friday, the Met Office said the fiercest winds from the storm were heading towards Scandinavia and northern mainland Europe, where warnings were issued. Planes were buffeted so strongly by gusts at some British airports that pilots were forced to abandon landings. The live stream of Heathrow Airport's runway was being watched by more than 200,000 people online. Thanks for watching.